Alright, so we're driving around here in a car, on the fly, like I want to try to do, so we're using a little car holder. If you guys don't know, my wife Trudy. Say hi, Trudy.
I did, hi.
Okay. So what's up?
Okay, so we get a lot of questions about how long you've been doing things, how you do things, what do you do? What do you do? What can you do? Or, you know, are bad things real? All those kind of questions. So that's kind of, you know.
Okay, so ask me a question.
Yeah. So, how long have you been doing what you do?
I've been doing what I've been doing for, since I was a little kid. Since I was a small child. Let's see. As I got older, I guess those abilities changed over time. But I've always been able to do what I did. Like when I was young, like a little honey, I did. It was a lot more mediumship stuff. Like I always saw spirit, always talked to spirit. Sometimes I was afraid, sometimes I wasn't. The fear that I got from it was more or less. It was more or less not knowing the spirit that I'm communicating with, just somebody dropping in to see me. And it happens a lot to kids that have a lot of ability. A lot of spirit will see them out and try to communicate with them. It's really, really common. We just met with a family a few weeks ago where that was the case with her daughter, and hopefully her daughter reaches out to me. But same sort of thing. Like she's young, she's a young teen. I was a lot younger, but she's a young teen with a great deal of ability, and spirit are on her all the time. Not bad, but just on her all the time, trying to talk with her and stuff. And she's sort of afraid, doesn't really know how to handle the situation, and all that kind of stuff. So hopefully she reaches out so I can help her the best that I can.
Yeah.
So I've been doing it a long time. Been doing it forever. There was a lot of mediumship, and then as I got older, around like say grade school and middle school, sort of when things started to pick up a little bit. And in middle school is when I really is actually sort of when I started branching out and doing this sort of thing for friends and for friends and family, I guess, to some degree. My mom's always had the ability. I know a lot of people ask that. My mom's always had ability. I don't know exactly to what degree. I would imagine similar to mine, but I'm not positive. But she's always had a ton of ability. So I don't know. In my I don't know. I don't want to run on a tangent.
No, it's fine.
Things. I guess we'll just kind of cut it there. I've been doing it, and I still do it. And certain points in my life, the ability has grown. At certain ages, it sort of like jumps. And I don't know if it's like that for everyone or not, but I've heard that it is. So I sort of say that sometimes. That's all. I can see when that jump is going to be in that person's life. So I'll let them know if I know about it. So, what other question?
One of the big questions, what are you doing when you're looking down and your eyes go back and forth?
It looks really weird to me if I see it on video. So, that's why I'm laughing a little bit about it. What I do is I'm receiving information, and I'm fanning through lots and lots of information. It's like skimming through like a book or a magazine. I'm just like thumbing through stuff really, really fast, and I'm going through a mass amounts of information and pulling out little bits and pieces of things that I may need.
And sometimes things pop out to you when you're doing that, like words will pop out.
Well, yeah, of course.
So.
Yeah, of course.
So it's kind of like speed reading.
Yes, it's exactly what it is. It's speed reading. So.
And where do you get your information from besides when you're reading the books?
It may be from the person that I'm reading. So it could be a couple different things. It could be a couple different things I get my information from. But generally it's from the person or from whatever. So it's from the people or from whoever I get my information from, which could be the person's loved ones, family members. It's like everything you could possibly think of. It's like, I don't know, like an encyclopedia and a atlas and every single thing about that person or loved ones, or everything runs through like a speed reader. Like everything runs through as fast as you can think it, it's coming to me. So there's no, like, the amount of information is massive. You know, it's like holding like the biggest book that you can think of, holding in your hand and just thumbing through it and just fanning it and just letting the pages fly as fast as I can and knowing what's on every single page. So when my eyes go back and forth like that, I'm just scrolling through tremendous amounts of information. And certain things that pop out, I'll mention to that person, and I kind of know I'm reading the person, I'm reading the information, I'm talking to spirit, I'm doing all these different things at one time. So there's a lot that goes on when I'm doing that. Some things is about just knowing how to communicate, how to talk to the person that I'm reading or that I'm talking with, to know how to better tell them about something, or better, express the way something needs to be said to them, so it doesn't hurt their feelings. So, and I think anyone who's really good at what they do, this, reading wise and all that kind of stuff, should know how to do that sort of thing. They should know who they're reading and how to
approach them.
Exactly, yeah. You know what I'm saying.
Yep, I do. Another question. Do you have spirit guides? And if you do you keep the same one, or do they change? Or what are your thoughts on that? For me, I tend to have, I guess, two of the same spirit guides, which would be your grandfather and my mom. They've always been there. They've always helped me. And that's never changed. So, when I was a small child, there was a dark man, a really dark figure. It was a really dark, tall figure that I was really, really afraid of. But he used to watch me all the time, like forever. Like he was always right behind me, or always right alongside my bed. And I was really afraid of him. I didn't know who it was, but I was always really, really fearful of him. And I don't know if he was some sort of spirit guide or if he was just a bad force at that time. I don't even know. And it's funny that I'm thinking about it now, because I haven't thought about it in a very long time, those sort of things. So jump back to the spirit guide thing. I have those too, but mine constantly alternate, and are constantly, whoever I need help from will come to me. And I feel that's the same for everybody. I don't know if they have two specific and that's sort of it. I tend not to think so. I tend to think that they'll be whoever you need them to be at that time. And I always say this example anyway, but if you have a family member who's got a heavy drug addiction, and, you don't really know how to do, but you're asking for help. You're asking spirit, asking God, asking whoever you believe in, or whatever, whoever higher being, as long as it's good, you're asking them for assistance. If nobody in your family that has passed on knows how to handle that situation really well, then either spirit will give you somebody, like a spirit guide, to help you through that, or if the mailman that, delivered mail to you forever, he passed away, let's say 10 years ago, and his son did a similar thing, or child did a similar thing. He might be the one to pop in.
Yeah, he could come in, pop in, and help you, because he knew you, and he knew exactly what you're going through. The universe or God, whoever, will give you who you need and what you need at the time.
So I'm trying to think of all the questions. Oh, is evil real?
Yes. Yes, yes, and yes.
Very much so.
Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah, evil is real as it gets. Yeah, evil's very, very real. It works in all kinds of crazy ways. I can do just strictly a video on nothing but evil. I could do a 30-minute video and not even be close to done on what evil's done to me in my life and how it's altered my life crazy amounts, you know, and what effect it's had on my life and the effect it's had on people around me, you know, including Trudy. You know, she's come in contact with a lot of evil with me through whatever process that I've worked through.
It's very real.
What's this all about? Should I get in this lane? Yeah, we're gonna get in this lane and swing around. I am not gonna be messing around. Yeah, I'm not gonna mess around. Yeah, evil's very, very real. It can manipulate things. It can make you believe things. It knows every single thing about you. It knows every weakness. It knows every strength. It knows every single thing to get you to do whatever it needs you to do. Spirit guides and loved ones and all kinds of different things, you know, that have passed on and even haven't passed on. You know, people's fear of things helps them stay safe from those things. But you have to recognize, like, the minute you push that envelope and you stop listening to yourself and listening to blatant signs that maybe you shouldn't be doing this sort of thing, when you stop doing that, and you need to be careful what you wish for, because a lot of people wish for things, and when they come, they're not so happy about it. And we have friends of ours that have gone through a very similar thing.
Yeah.
You know, they wanted evidence. They did a lot of investigations, all kinds of stuff. They wanted evidence that there was proof of the afterlife and proof of evil and proof of all these different things, and it came with a big price. Okay, your turn. Oh no, I'll just go.
Just go.
Huh?
Either way.
So, yeah, so that's that. But yeah, evil is definitely real. It, you know, people being afraid of it is what keeps you somewhat safe from it. And people that are like, you know, I got this, blah, blah, blah. You know, you pretty much a wish for. You know what I mean? I used to believe that, you know, I was strong enough to do anything, and you know, myself alone could handle any situation, and myself alone could do all these things. And then I learned a valuable lesson that no one person is strong enough to handle the amount of evil that's out there.
That's right.
And when I thought I could do that, you know, I feel, now you believe what you want, but I feel that I was manipulated by evil greatly. The sky is awesome, isn't it?
It's beautiful.
God, it's amazing. It really is like a painting. But evil's real. It's very, very scary. It's totally real. Like I said, I do like a 30-minute video on strictly that alone. But I'm not going to. Not right now. Evil messes with me daily. I'm sure it's a question. You know, like, does that sort of thing bother you daily? And it does. It almost, not almost on a daily. It was hard for me to leave. It was hard for me to leave dark forces or evil or whatever, you know, to come. It's sort of like, not that I ever was, but
the best example I guess I can sort of say would be, it's sort of like somebody who goes to prison for a long time. You know, when they come out of prison, and the prison's kind of like, they're reformed, you're good to go. You know, it's not that easy of a transfer to move from that to a regular, I guess, a normal sort of life. You know, it takes time to transition, and that transition can be really bad and really, really difficult. You know, in the military, people in the military have the same sort of thing. It's sort of like, you're good.
Yeah.
You know, and it's sort of like that. Like, if you're in it for so long, dealing with it, fighting it, whatever, to come out of it is not easy.
One of the things about evil, though, too, is that you don't always know you're in it until you're out of it. And you're really out of it. You don't see it. It's kind of like having glasses on, and then... or not having glasses on, and then you put them on and realize everything that's been going on for however long.
Yeah, that's a big one. That's a really, really big one. And a lot of people won't even realize what's going on. They think it's perfectly fine, or they're great. Oh, we're great, we're fine, everything's perfect. There's nothing evil with us. Blah, blah, blah. You know, and they think that they're you know, golden, and they're not. But if you question it, then you should contact somebody.
Yeah.
You know, or if someone really starts behaving a lot differently than what they used to, then you should contact somebody, or you should pray about it, or whatever you want to do. But if someone's behavior drastically changes, there's a lot of different signs that I have found over my time of what somebody who's, I don't want to say being possessed, but
like under the influence of evil.
Yeah, how they are. So that's just, you know.
Can things follow you home? I don't know if he's gonna make it.
What is it? Exhaust leak?
No, it sounds like he's got like his header gasket's going or something.
I don't know what that is. Can stuff follow you home?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes, yes, and yes. And if you think that there's nothing in your house, 98% of the time, you're wrong. There's always something somewhere. That's all. Does it make it bad? No. Can you coexist with spirit all the time? Yes. And it's good. There's nothing wrong with it. It's like another set of eyes watching over you. Ain't a bad thing. Yeah, things follow you home. And if you do an investigation, go to a site, and you want those things to follow you home, a lot of times they will. Not all the time, but a lot of times. It's amazing, isn't it, up there? But it happens a lot. It happens a whole lot. Stuff follows people's home all the time. It follows me home a lot. Sometimes it doesn't. But if you don't want it to follow you home, make sure, before you leave the site, make sure you say it. Say it out loud. Say it in your head. I don't really care what you do, but make it known that you don't want it to follow you home. And you have to understand that spirit knows everything that's going on in your brain. So you can say secretly, like if you're really, really interested in this site and really interested in what's going on there, and you're kind of like, no, spirit, don't follow me home, then they know that you really are that interested. You really would like further contact with them. So they may follow you home. So you really need to be sure that this is what you want, and not just say it out of your mouth, but really, really mean it.
Yeah. Intent is everything.
Oh, yeah. Very much so.
And not only that, but you can have things attached to, like, recordings and things like that.
And you have to, people have to understand, too, like, things will follow you home, like if you buy something from an antique store. I always use an example of, actually, I'll give you guys an example of a truthful thing. A friend of mine had a piano in his house, and he's like, hey, I want you to come over to the house, I want you to look at my house, I want you to check things out, and tell me if you see anything in my house. I said, all right. So I walked around, and I mentioned a couple of different things, and I said, hey, there's a woman playing that piano. And he's like, well, I don't know one in my family played the piano. No one in my family even was interested in pianos.
And he's like, we have it because it looks nice and our daughter played it a little bit when she was young. Okay, cool. And so I was like, yeah, there's an old woman there, described her, this and that. And, you know, and that woman was just visiting her piano. It was hers, it was hers. You know, in afterlife, she still wanted to see her piano. So she did. So yes, that's just, so you have to be aware of if you're picking things up at flea markets or thrift stores or antique places, whatever. You have to understand that, you know, things can follow that person home. Jewelry, rings, anything. So you just have to be, you know, understand that, and it's not always necessarily a bad thing.
No.
You know, if my wedding band got, you know, if my wedding band got pawned, and then somebody bought that pawned ring, and then who knows, 100 years from now, somebody has it and says, "Oh, I really like this," and they take it and they keep it. I might go visit my wedding band because that's been my wedding band, let's say, for, you know, 80 years or 90 years or whatever long. So it's not necessarily a bad thing, but
Yeah.
you know, anything. What else?
Trying to think. Oh, what things can you do? We know you can talk to spirit. We know people that passed over. You know, the big one, can you tell the future? Do you know, those kind of things are, you know, you're clairaudient, which you can hear spirit, you can see spirit, you're clairvoyant, you know, all these things. So kind of just a little quick rundown of exactly what you can do.
I always tell people I can do anything and everything because I can.
And that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to do it on your own all the time. I'm interjecting, yes. But sometimes, like when we go to, like we went to that one family that had bad in the home, that was something they had to do themselves. We couldn't just go in there and kick it out. And,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes it means that you have to be proactive or do something, or, you know, there's something going on within your life that needs to change in order for a spiritual thing to happen, to change.
Yeah.
So...
but yeah, I can talk to spirit. I don't always hear them through my ears, but I do once in a while. I talk to spirit. I can move spirit. I can remove spirit. I can help spirit
to move on.
I can do future stuff. Some past life stuff, nothing crazy. I can talk to animals that have passed on, which is sort of really weird, but whatever. I'm not a crazy animal cat person or nothing like that, but that has come up. That's all. What else? I can do remote viewing.
Yeah.
I can do remote viewing, which is seeing things that aren't close. So if you had I could tell you like what stuff was in your house or what where certain things are, and all that kind of stuff. You know, what your house looks like, all kinds of stuff. So I can do that type of stuff.
You're good. Oh, never mind.
So I can do those things. What else?
You do a lot of medical stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
You're great at that.
Yes. Babies. Town of boy, girl, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I can do that. The baby stuff.
How many? Whatever.
Yeah, how many? The medical stuff is something I've become really, 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 really good at. And I don't claim to be like the best at anything. I'm just really, I know what I'm good at and what I'm not good at. And I'll be very honest with people if I'm not. It's something that I never intended to do really well, but I do it really, really well. So that's really, really cool.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else? Golly.
Well, you're learning Reiki.
Yeah, that's true. I learned that a while ago. Not a long time ago, several months ago or whatever. I learned how to do that. I can do that. I love that. That's really, really awesome. What else? What else?
Well, you did your cleansing. You've done your
Yes, cleansings, which is moving spirit and stuff.
Yeah, we've talked about that. We talked about your mediumship, which a lot of people get mediumship and channeling mixed up. Mediumship is talking to spirit, where channeling is that you're actually taking that spirit in, which he does not do.
Yes.
Because anytime you let something inside, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to leave. And anything that alters who you are is, well, for him and me, I believe the same thing. It's not necessarily a great thing. A lot of people do it, and it's great because that's what they do, and that's fine for them, just not for he or I.
Yeah.
That was a big thing that we had questions on, the difference between a medium and channeling.
Yeah.
Oh, another one. Do you need cards? Do you read palms? That's a big thing.
Well, there's other things we might not have gotten into that I do. I'm trying to think. Because you asked the question, I'm trying to like think
recap
of everything. Well, I'm trying to think of everything.
It's kind of like whatever somebody needs, you kind of have they kind of just let you pull it in and do.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen you not be able to do something yet.
Exactly.
So I don't know I'm not sure what your limit is.
I don't think I have one, honestly. And it's not an ego thing, it's just being honest. And if something I can't do, I'll if I try it and I'm like, no, this ain't working, or I can't do it, then I can't do it. Whatever. And if the person gets mad at me, then they get mad at me, I guess. I don't know. I've got too many friends as it is. So.
You're silly. Cards, palm reading.
No, I don't do palm readings. I don't do cards. That doesn't mean that people that don't do those things can't give you a great deal of information. Mm-hmm. But it's just not my thing. That's all.
He doesn't work with things. He just works with himself.
Yes.
What's the word I'm looking for? The objects. And he can hold things and know.
Psychometry.
Psychometry. He's really good at that. Mm-hmm. And he can see like what was there. Like if you go to a spot or a place or something like that, he can see what's there, what is coming there, what's happening there. That kind of thing. Like so, past, present, future of places, historical places. Does a lot of historical investigations, a lot of historical, speaking with spirit from whatever time period, and actually getting historians' facts, and they can finally back up what they've been researching, by kind of like having a conversation with that person, and that's really cool.
Yeah, that's all stuff that I don't know. There's a lot. There's a lot. Anything else? Did that come off the top of your head?
Yeah, no, I think that's about it.
Alright, so we'll make this just part one of there you go, that's better. A little bit for now. It's getting late. But we'll make this like part one of whatever. And we'll make this part one of questions and answers.
Yeah.
Sort of thing, and that's it. We'll
keep plugging along.
Yeah, definitely.
And if you have any questions that you want answers,
oh my gosh, yeah,
let us know.
Yeah, leave a comment, please. Leave a comment and subscribe and all that kind of stuff, and whatever. I guess we'll talk to you guys soon. Mm-hmm. Let me see if I can shut this light off here and see if it's any better. Nah, not really. It's actually worse.
Done.
Okay. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Okay.